Part 2 of readings of 15th of February 2024, because when I showed you, tried to show you the lampshade, my bloody video switched itself off again. For the love of all the gods, it's driving me mental, people. But anyway, here I am, back again for part 2. So I was saying that lampshade behind me was the original shade on that wooden timber lamp, and they hated it. They kept complaining about how ugly it was, and I couldn't understand it. I really loved it. I still like it. But anyway, we put this old lampshade from one of my mother's lamps on it, and somehow they suddenly liked it, liked the lamp now. Bizarro. So I've left it like that. People pleasing. But no, it does look nicer. It's kind of, I don't know, it softens it a bit and it looks, I guess, less masculine and less domineering and oppressive. I think that's what they didn't like about it. But I'm not opposed to having a bit of masculine energy in my decor. I mean, everything else is feminine, girly. I thought it would balance things out a bit, But anyway, it's now the tie lampshade is now, as you can see, my living room light. So I'm happy with it all. I've worked hard to get some sense back into my house when it was overcluttered with 3 households. It was getting a little bit crazy at the time. It still looks a bit like a museum in here, but I don't mind. I enjoy my little bits and bobs. Anyway, I continue. This is still in 2020, talking about lampshades, and so I continue on. We smudged the house with Palo Santo, and Jared rang a bell to clear energy. Then later he looked at the recliner lever on the left-hand side of the couch, which my nephew and niece, well, actually my ex-husband's nephew and niece, gifted to me. It was a second-hand couch that they'd bought and they no longer wanted it, so they gave it to me, which was very kind. Got my mother's shitty old couch with all her energies out of my house. Oh, the hauntings that happened, the poltergeist activity that happened when I got rid of Mum's modular couch. Everything played up in the house for a few weeks. The spirits, probably my mother's spirit, did not like me erasing that energy. But anyway, this leather couch, one of the levers that push out the footrest was broken, so he had a look at it to figure out what was wrong, if he could fix it. And here I write, we ended up ordering 2 replacement levers so the couch can be fixed in a few weeks' time when they arrive, plus a spare lever in case the right side should ever break. It was a very productive day, and I was really thrilled about that because I like things to be in perfect order, It was grinding my gears that only one side worked and the other didn't. So yeah, it's lovely. It's a lovely couch. And this is how I live, people, at the mercy of other people's charity when they give me lovely things. On a shoestring budget. I've lived like that for 29 years now. But I'm always grateful for what comes my way or what things I've managed to gather enough money and resources to purchase myself. It gives me a real feeling of satisfaction when that happens. Just noticed is there a light on? No, it's probably the light coming from outside the house. When I feel my most accomplished is when I've done an almost impossible feat, like when I bought the little smith torch for my silversmithing, which unfortunately got damaged when I melted silver on the fucking hoses, so by accident, because I was learning, I was teaching myself. So I still need to replace that. That's nearly $600 or $650 to replace. So still got to do that. But anyway, one day, people. But when I acquire an expensive piece of equipment for my silversmithing, I get such a buzz from that for days. It's like, oh, I'm accomplishing things, you know. Really is quite childlike in a way, though. So I have to do it bit by bit because I don't have the funds. Anyway, things will fall into place in their appointed time. Here I write 2019. She's hot and a tad pissed off. I was playing with her back paw, but she is loving the freshly made bed and lying next to Mama T. And dare I, maybe I'll take this charger out while I turn it. There she is, my beautiful Penny, my soulmate. She really was a soulmate too. So I'm just straightening us up. 15th of February 2018, 10:12 p.m. Just cooked dinner, but after the effort of schwitzing in my hot kitchen, I lost my appetite, so I only had a couple of small pieces of chicken breast. Most unusual, me not being a voracious feeder. Oh well, I put it in the fridge for tomorrow. I'm actually a bit peckish now. I only had a piece of toast with a little bit of apricot cheese, which I probably shouldn't have had because I'm lactose intolerant. But now I'm sitting here going, oh, I'm hungry. It's nearly 1 p.m, so probably should be hungry, shouldn't I? But anyway, I've been busy knitting Oberon, so forgot to cook until 9 p.m. It is good to have a distraction. I was hoping we would get a lot of rain after all that thunder this arvo, but alas, no. I will have to water the garden tomorrow. We're going to get rain today, I think. It's looking quite cloudy and dark out there. I am such an asshole, whinging about my pathetic life whilst my lawnmower man is working in extreme heat. We sat under my sun umbrella and I gave him 2 glasses of water and some grapes for a sugar hit and electrolytes. This was Clary, by the way, when we were on friendly terms before he got too fucking sleazy. Anyway, I have a bloody good life not being forced to work like that. But mind you, he constantly would remind me, oh, you've got it too easy, oh, you're so spoiled, oh, you're just so precious, oh, you're so entitled. He really was a bit of a fucking psychopath constantly, you know. He forgets that he drives around in a brand new ute and can go on holidays and can go to Woodford Folk Festival and constantly would shove it in my face, by the way. Can go to concerts of rock stars and famous celebrity bands that I could only ever have dreamed of going to, and then he'd shove that on my face. Oh, he really was a fucking sadist. But anyway, I did feel sorry for him this particular day because it was so hot, like, it was terrible. So here I write, I'll repeat it again. I have a bloody good life not being forced to work like that. I was out in the garden gathering macadamia nuts, so was hot and sweaty from a few minutes of that. Thank you, universe, for your abundant, unconditional love and your protection. I am truly blessed. I think Valium, which I took a few nights ago to help me sleep, has made me feel depressed. Clary recommended I juice some carrots and drink that with ginger and garlic. I need to slap my legs and thighs to activate the meridians. He is correct. I think tomorrow I will try to get to the sea again, as this heat is debilitating. both mentally and physically. So yes, in 2018, when he was telling me to slap my legs to move all the energy and get the circulation going, I was having terrible nerve pain in my left leg and could barely walk. So, he was kind to me in that respect, being a bit of a healer, I guess. But he just got so full on. He just got so more and more creepy and more lascivious. In the end, I just couldn't stand it anymore. Could not abide him. And he was also trying to dominate my energy all the time and looking at me and I just can't go there. I can't go there. So that was the end of that friendship. But I actually didn't hire him to be his friend. I hired him to mow the fucking lawns. So he kept merging boundaries all the time and upping the ante and ringing me up in the end. As I said yesterday in my readings from Valentine's Day, even ringing me up, asking me how my Valentine's Day was and was anyone else calling me. And on one level it was kind of sweet, but it was also a bit fucking creepy. Anyway, 15th, and here's the thing about it, why it was creepy was, he would say, I'm going to Woodford Folk Festival. Yeah, you can't afford it. You'll need to get a job, Tanya. He literally would say that to me. I'm going to see Fleetwood Mac. Oh, I'd love to see. Yeah, you need some money, won't you, Tanya? And he probably thought that was funny, but it was sadistic. And then he'd be like, oh yeah, I really want to have sex with you kind of thing, but never asked me out on an actual... It didn't have to take me to Woodford Folk Festival or to Fleetwood Mac or who was the other one he saw down there. He shoved in my face, Blondie. And he didn't have to take me to those expensive kind of things that cost a lot of money that are... I didn't really expect that, but he was constantly putting this sexual heat on me, but he never bothered to say, would you like to go out? Then one time he rang me up and said, come down the pub. What pub are you at? Waterford West. I'm not coming down the pub. So he was kind of trying to ask me on a date at that point in time, but by then I was so pissed off with all the teasing and winding me up and stirring me up about not being able to afford anything because I'm a fucking disability pensioner, for fuck's sake, that there was no way I was going to go and have a drink with him by that stage. I was completely over it all. And he still didn't understand that. Why the Tanya would not want to go and have a drink with him and have him ogle me and be lascivious and show off to his creepy mates, no doubt. He had no idea why that might not be appetizing to me. If you want to woo a woman properly, for fuck's sake. Anyway. There but for the grace of God went he, and there but for the grace of God went I. Men who tease me and stir me up and shove in my face my level of poverty are not the man for me. Which was why it was so gorgeous when my friend Scott to me said, I want you to save some money, on drinks and, have money left over for fripperies, because he knows that I'm trying to make jewellery from silversmithing and that I need to buy expensive equipment. And that doesn't happen by magic, people. Silversmithing equipment is hideously expensive. I need a rolling machine. They start at you can get shitty cheap ones for $2,000, but they're not really any good. So a good rolling machine you're looking at between $5,000 to $6,000 for a good one, and they go up to $10,000, $20,000 even. So I've chosen a very expensive hobby, but there's no way in hell I can afford a rolling machine at $6,000, and I won't buy a shitty one because I know it'll be a waste of my meagre funds. So all the money I save for fripperies, that was Scott's suggestion, which was very heartfelt and sweet of him. I kissed his cheek several times. I said, "You're the best husband I'll never have because you're somebody else's husband. But I like how you think, Scott," I said to him, "that you want me to prosper." Just that alone, that he wants me to thrive and to prosper. That heartfelt sweetness shows me he's a true friend to me. Unlike Clary, who wanted to throw his leg over, but would shove in my face, "Oh, well, I'm going to this," and "You've got no money." Like, it was just nasty. Really fucking nasty. You know? Anyway, I'm over it now, but this is why I started realising that I have a beautiful man in my life who does value me and has my back, you know, and is a true friend. I keep my circle very, very small, and my friends have to demonstrate by those heartfelt intentions that they are indeed true friends. Otherwise, I don't bother with people. I really don't. I've learnt the hard way through decades of horror and life-threatening events and bitter experiences to suss out who's real in my world. My goodness, it's been a long time coming to find out who is really real in my world. 15th of February 2017. Rain is coming. I have a trail of ants coming into my kitchen. Thousands of them. Here I go, wanting to burp again. Ever since I had the COVID, I have this thing that just sits here. Anyway, it's all good. I'm alive, I'm happy, and I'm in love with my world, my beautiful friends. One day, I might even attract a beautiful lover as well, but let's not be greedy, people. Let's just rejoice in the love that's already given to me on a daily basis. I put down a bowl of borax and sugar to kill them. I hate killing them, but there are just too many. I'm talking about ants, not lovers, people. Although, sugar, sugar, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you've got me wanting you. Oh dear God, stop it now, Tanya. I've really gone off in the heat, haven't I? I have. I'll rein it back in, people. Fuck, I feel really crook today, and I just heard someone went, "No, please don't. I find it so entertaining and adorable." Okay, that's nice. Fuck, I feel really crook today. So for some reason, I read the ingredients on my Berocca packaging. It contains aspartame, which turns into formaldehyde in the body, which I have avoided eating and drinking since 1996. I can't believe that dentist recommended it to me. I can't believe I blindly took it without reading the ingredients list. I can't believe I am so stupid. I will have to find another B complex vitamin that is not loaded with pure poison. Just have an itch. Now I have an itch. At my debrief appointment with psych, had to use the loo quickly. Not cool. I have been feeling sick for days and only just realised it is the Berocca with the aspartame. I am so bloody sensitive. But I have avoided that stuff for years, and so not surprised I have had a reaction to it. My friend Julie Goddard wrote, "Book yourself in to see the naturopaths at the School of Applied Science in Stones Corner, Tanya. Consultation is free." My shrink suggested I need a naturopath too. I might give it a go. Sick of my GP telling me everything is in my mind when the physical symptoms are so obvious. Also, she should know better, as she knows I already have a psychiatrist on my team. He told me most trauma patients don't live long, and I have done well as I avoided any drug addictions. Cookie's back. I just saw him out the corner of my eye and had to have a look. Most die young from that, from the drug addictions, people. Anyway, once I cut out the aspartame poisoning Berocca, flush it out of my system, I will have less symptoms. My psychiatrist recommended I take psyllium husk instead of Lipitor for my now high cholesterol. I will do that. I hate to think what my cholesterol is now. I haven't checked it in years. Oh, Val. Kookaburra is just sitting up there looking at things, probably looking for more caterpillars, right? 15th of February 2016. I'm holding the cord in my hand as we speak. My dog chewed through my iPhone charging cord. Bloody thing cost me $35. Now I need another one. I bought it as it was supposed to be harder to chew through. I can't leave him unsupervised near any cords now. Bloody pain. Lucky it was not connected to the mains when he bit into it, the brat. And I'd do anything to have that brat back again. He could chew through a million cords and I'd be like, I love you, Beauregard. He knows I love him though. He knows. 15th of February 2014, 6:49 p.m. Just woke up to epic cuddles from Penny, who gets very clingy after my nights out. She is whipping her tail in aggravation and purring at the same time. It was so hot today. I rushed home from Creatures to make sure my hens were all right and put a freezer block in their water. I threw them frozen berries and later some frozen peas. She was so narcissistic, she acted like I was her fucking handmaiden. In the end, I was like, what is wrong with this picture? I've got to get rid of this person out of my life. And I did. Jojo tells me that Creature now dances at the Greenbank RSL, which I found very amusing and interesting. After fucking destroying my dance scene for me at Irish Murphy's, she seems to have been eased out of there as well. Isn't that weird? But anyway, I don't care. I'm not interested in looking for her or anything. I've got no interest in the woman. But it's just a point of interest. She must have shot her bolt with everybody in the music scene, bad-mouthing me and other very nice women who were good to her, by the way. Typical narcissists. They destroy everything and ultimately they have to turn it on themselves. The best revenge, my friends, lovers, concubines, countrymen, is happiness. Now got to get ready for more dancing tonight. Flat shoes, I think, as my feet are still sore. And she really was an energy vampire too, because she used to dance wildly and match my energy throughout the night. And we would go through several waves of adrenaline, fourth, fifth winds. But I realised later that she was feeding off me, literally feeding off my energy. It was sick as what it was. So don't miss that particular woman. Her aligning with Dave was the final disgrace, by the way. Vicious. And then she came crawling after me about 6 months after I ended my friendship with her to try to cry to me about Dave. I said, what do you expect? I said, you're pathetic. I said, I don't hate you. You just too pathetic even to feel hateful. And she just crawled away then. But oh my God, the savagery and the viciousness. They were both so envious of me. And for what? Because I love music and I like to dance and I like to dress up nice when I go out. And some man might show me a bit of attention. And in those days, I very rarely even then went home with anybody. But they were jealous, even spiteful and jealous even of me being at that point in time years ago in love with Dave, right? Sick it was. Well, at this point in time, 15th of February, I'd met him briefly in 2013, but I hadn't started anything with him yet. That didn't happen till literally a week later. So there is that. But oh, she was so jealous. When I met him, I had a very fucking bad back and I was crippled with pain, dancing wildly at Irish movies. And I watched him trawl all down the side of the pub talking to every woman. And then finally he came to me and he said to me, oh, hello, he said, why is this night different from all other nights, which if you're Jewish is a classic trope from Passover, right? So I literally went, because I thought maybe he's Jewish to say such a strange thing to me. He's not, but you never know, he might have Jewish ancestry somewhere. But it was just such a strange thing. I said, what do you mean? Why is this night different from all other nights? He said, I've been trying to talk to you for 4 months, he said, and I can't get anywhere near you. You're always dancing. I said, well, there's a reason for that, isn't it? I make myself unavailable that way. Oh, so why are you sitting down? I said, well, I've hurt my back and I'm actually writhing in agony. And the only thing holding me together are painkillers and attitude. And even he looked at me in amazement. That's kind of how briefly he and I fell in love. Briefly, let's be real here. Yes. Painkillers and attitude, honey. Dancing wildly. And the one time I sit down, drew in that psychic vampire Dave, and Creature was watching. Even he said, why are these people watching us chatting together? Literally, Creature was staring, and a few others were males pacing in front of us, almost like a garrison of soldiers up and down, freaking. I said, well, they're not used to me talking to the men. I don't sit around chatting to men. I come here to dance, have a few drinks, relax, have a good time. I don't come here to hook up. You know, occasionally it happened, but very rarely was I going out with that intention. Then I fucking hooked up with him, and well, the rest is just one fucking horror story after another, isn't it? Still telling the story. But anyway, life goes on. I have beautiful men who do adore me in my life now, and I'm grateful to you all. I might put my togs in the car too. I fancy a swim at South Bank. And I did love Creature deeply, and how you know that I did love her as a friend, of course, nothing weird. I'm not bisexual, people, I'm not gay. But I did love her deeply. Here I write, my beautiful love goddess, Creature, my muse, my mentor, and my sweet friend and I are going out tonight. We are hitting the valley. Mojo activation must be followed through. I wonder what treats await us tonight. Cosmic. Here I write, hungry. I had a most peculiar Valentine's Day night. All I can say is, still hungry. Guess my mojo is activated again. Watch out, men. Hysterical laughter. Feed me, Seymour. More, please, sir. I want some more. Fuck my life, but funny when I come to think about it. I don't even remember who I was alluding to there. I must have met someone that I was quite taken with. Feed me, Seymour, more. That's a Little Shop of Horrors reference where the plant goes, just engulfs you. Oh, baby, baby, baby. I can be a voracious woman. I have an appetite. I lock it down most of the time. I'm laughing because the last chappie that found me on YouTube last year, Simon was his name, kept messaging me about how hungry I am. I thought, oh baby, you have no idea. You have no idea how hungry I am. But he kind of did. It's quite astute. He obviously had been reading up about me on the internet, reading these writings about me describing myself as hungry. So I will forgive that, because from my lips to God's ears, if you tell the world you're hungry and voracious and have an enormous sexual appetite, they're going to think that of you, aren't they? Well, I don't really have an enormous sexual appetite. I just enjoy, good food and good company and sweetness and kindness and true, noble, loyal, faithful love when it comes my way. It's a rarity, people. So when it comes my way, I get terribly excited because it's such a rarity. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Our beautiful Kirsten is found and is safe, hallelujah. When I see her, I'm going to hug her and dance with her. We were so worried. That was all so weird. They turned that into a big fucking drama. The girl just went for a drive up to Townsville or something, made out she was kidnapped and murdered and had me all freaked out over nothing. This is what I mean about them energy vampirizing, drama queening, and they're just a bunch of raging fucking borderlines, quite frankly. Oh, that used to piss me off. How they would lure me and seduce me into their fucking psychodramas, and it was all shit and nonsense most of the time. So I don't have time or energy to waste on bullshit, people. That really grinds my gears. Anyway, now she's swanning around Greenbank RSL. Hilarious. Hilarious. 15th of February 2019. Quote of the day. Money is what you'd get on beautifully without if only other people weren't so crazy about it. Margaret Case Harriman. It's a very good quote. I like that one. Just watch Constantine. I now have, this is back in 2013, I might remind you. I now have a crush reignited for Keanu Reeves. Johnny Depp should worry. By the way, where is my future movie star hubby? Grr. No matter. Don't want to sign a marriage certificate anyway, smiley face. Perhaps someone will be happy to cohabit with me in separate rooms. I can't take the snoring, laughing my ass off. Oh my goddess. I remember who that was about. Oh my God, he snored like a fucking freight train on acid. You could not have lived with that man. Lovely. That was Opie I was mentioning yesterday. Lovely fellow, but the snoring, my God, it was intense. Anyway. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Oh me, oh my, zippity-doo-dah, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, to infinity and beyond. That means I got laid, people. I had a wonderful... You have to laugh. Oh dear goddess. That was so long ago. Anyway, stop it, Tanya. Be serious, Tanya. Be serious. I had a wonderful Valentine's Day night, lol. Ran into an old flame who I really liked, and we had a great time together. I still remember that night. We were at the casino, him and I, and Antonio got really fucking jealous and competitive. I never had a thing with Antonio. I'd never gone there sexually, right? But he was obsessed, always obsessed with every woman in the casino, let's be real here. But anyway, he was a bit obsessed with me. And so I'm swanning around with, my new flame. And Antonio literally, my new flame, Opie, it was Opie, I'm thinking about it was Opie. He very cordially, this is why I liked him, the man had class and he had manners, even though he looked like a wild bikey man. He actually had couth. And he said to me, I was dancing with him for a little bit, and he said, would you like to sit down and have a bit of a chat? And I was like, well, that's unusual. Someone that actually wants to get to know you as a person before they want to throw their leg over, right? So I was well impressed with this. So I said, yes, indeed. I'd love to, have a chat with you. I thought, how delightful. A real man who knows how to behave with a real woman. So we were sitting down and we were chatting, just, inanities, getting to know each other a bit. And he wasn't at all being sleazy either. He was a perfect gentleman. And Antonio sees us together, talking nicely, and ran over and said, why are you with him? Why are you talking to him? Why are you not with me? Literally said that. And I'm just like, because it made me look like I'm some kind of fucking whore, that they all had slept with me, which they hadn't. It was in their fucking mind. And why are you not with him? Why are you not with me? Yeah, you should be with me. And Opie was so cool. This is why he and I had a thing together, because he had so much dignity and couth and was a real man. He just smiled at Antonio very politely, bit astonished, but very calmly, just took it all in, let it all wash over him, and he could see my discomfort. And I said, go away, Antonio, this is none of your business. So I kind of took control a bit too. And Opie just looked at me and said, this man seems to think he knows. I said, I dance with him every weekend, but we're not involved. And he nodded, and he was just so wonderful how he handled it. And anyway, I'll carry on reading and then I'll explain it a bit more. There were so many men fawning over me that it got quite awkward and a tad embarrassing, but my friend, who was amazingly cool and dignified, just smiled and shook hands with them and was as bemused as I was. I told him that I found it rather odd that both times we met there was the same sort of fracas. He said, yeah, I noticed that. All in all, an interesting evening. This time my friend has my phone number, so perhaps I might hear from him again next time he is in town. Smiley face. And to be fair, I never heard from him again, so I have a horrible suspicion he might actually have been married, which I'm not proud of, but I had no idea. Never mentioned it, But he was just so fucking cool and had class and was lovely to me. Really lovely to me. So yeah, after that first time I met him, when Antonio made such a schoolboyish, petulant, bratty, uncouth display, trying to give him the impression that he'd had something with me, which he never did. It was just gross. And OP was just so cool handling it. And then another time, I think it was that night actually, the second time we'd met up, just randomly, we just was at the casino, and I was like so happy to see him because he was a nice man, you know. And so we left together, and we were walking. He walked me to the bus stop, right? And oh no, wait a minute. I think that was the first time we had our little liaison. So yeah, yes it was, I remember it now. So he walks me to the bus stop after I'd been dancing all night, and Antonio was constantly circling us. I mean, he needed a good slapping down. It was just embarrassing. And anyway, so OP, you know, as a gentleman walks me to the bus stop to see me off and say goodbye to me. That was the actual plan, right? I was going to go home. And Antonio comes to the bus stop and says, "Oh, what bus are you catching, Tanya? What bus do you catch? Which bus? I said, "You'll never know what bus I'm catching. And why are you still with this man?" And Opie's just staring at him, looking like a bit shocked, but keeping it very cool. I tell you what, if I'd been the man in that situation, I probably would have king hit him. But anyway, fortunately, I wasn't the man in that situation. So I'm trying to manage this lunatic, and I'm going, "No, you'll never know where I live. And it's none of your business who I have in my company." And OP just looked at me and nodded. He was just so wonderful, that man. He could have been someone wonderful in my life, but I suspect there was more to that story than meets the eye. But anyway, so Antonio made such a God Almighty pest of himself that I got triggered and said to OP, "Let's go and get some breakfast instead." And we just walked off, and we ended up having a brief love affair. It was like, what the fuck? But he was so lovely to me. But anyway, the snoring was atrocious though. I couldn't abide that. So I did my little flippity gibbet rewind and bailed out of that situation. But no, I actually later said to Antonio, said, "You putting all that fucking pressure and heat on me literally drove me into the arms of another man. You need to rethink how you behave yourself around the women in the casino." I said, "You're triggering us." Because he didn't understand what I was talking about, really. Dumbass that he was. Anyway, I used to call him stalker number one, Antonio. Another time, I'm walking out of the casino and walking towards to go and get my car, and he pulls up beside me in his car and goes, "Get in my car, I take you home. I went, "No, I'm going to pick up my car. I'll drive you to your car, I'll drive you to your car," which was a tempting thought because it was parked down in Ellis Street. It was a fair walk. I went, No, I'm fine." I said, "It's bad enough you stalk me in the casino in Irish Murphy's. You don't need to be like trying to pick me up literally off the streets as well, Antonio." But anyway, he had some strange ways about him, that man. Some very strange ways. But because he was so full on, like the Clary Meister, full on all the time trying to lure me in, I wouldn't go there. The more he tried to lure and seduce, the more I got creeped the fuck out. And I chose other men instead, and some of them were equally as dangerous, to be honest. Some of them were not nice people. There was a few scary fucking events, but oh well. I did my apprenticeship of pain in that casino, hoping to find a true love partner. And all this time, someone who does really care about me and love me was watching quietly, strumming his guitar. Watch me manage all the lunatic men. Watch me manage Dave one night in 2018 when I sang to him Goo Goo Dolls Iris and I feel like forever to touch it. I wasn't being a smartass in 2018. I was still in love with Dave, right? But here's this wonderful friend standing behind me watching the whole thing, playing out, probably thinking, Jesus, Tanya, what the fuck are you doing? You silly, silly woman, you. Probably was thinking that. Well, anyway, it had to happen. I had to wash all that love out of me and let it all seep out and be cleansed and purified so I could be ready for my truest, deepest, most ardent, most devoted, most loyal, faithful lover man. I've done the work, people. I've done so much fucking work, and I'm ready. I am ready. So, and I'm happy about it, that I'm ready. It's taken me 9 years to heal from all of those nonsensical, awful, time-wasting men. 15th of February 2012, and bear in mind after 2015 I didn't let any man come near me after that. I was done. A man who could drive me to the brink of suicide, as well as the viciousness from my own Brisbane Jewish community, by the way, with their threats of defamation because I was speaking out about child sexual abuse, all that ugliness, and then me going to rescue some other woman in our community. Literally went to her home because she wanted to discuss how to proceed with going to the police about her sons who'd been abused. I think that was another setup too, because I drove there to all her way to her place, which was in not Chermside, what's the other suburb before that? Clayfield, I think it was. Get there, doors open, could see the cat looking at me, wouldn't come to the door. So that was bizarre. I got the heebie-jeebies, thought this is a setup, and went home and rang my beautiful friend Lynn. Lynn said, you're being set up. They're trying to play you for some kind of idiot, you know, putting you in danger all the time. I went, yes, I think so too. But anyway, all of that stress from that, the broken love affair with Dave, the slanders, threats of defamation, the viciousness from my own community, that psychopomp game that woman was playing at the time contributed to my suicide attempt. So I can't blame it all on Dave, although it was a contributing factor. There was a lot going on that year, a lot. Anyway, 15th of February 2012. Just came home from visiting my cousin Kay in hospital. She was told today that her bowel is riddled with cancer, so she is terminal. She was delighted to see me in spite of her gruesome news. So happy that I found the visit quite surreal. I guess the reality of it will come later. My God, one more reason to honour each day on this earth as a wondrous miracle. Everything and everyone is so temporary. Which is another reason why I cleave to people that I perceive truly love me. Because at the end of the day, all you have is the love you make with people who truly love you. The love that surrounds you in nurturing, nourishing, protective, sweet ways. It's all we have, people. Literally all you need is love, and the rest is just horseshit, bullshit, crap, nonsense. I won't waste energy and time on idiots anymore. Been too damaged by too many awful people over too many decades. 15th of February 2011. I vacuumed most of the floors, just my bedroom and the bathroom left to do, maybe back room if I can get in there, lol. Almost ready for the momentous, unmentionable once-in-a-blue room, which was a typo, 'cause I'm in the mood thing. Mop the floors. Boy, do they need a good solid scrub. Methinks I'll have to go over it all twice. Not blue room, meant blue moon. Actually, the moon was lovely last night, might have inspired me. I am so bloody tired though, so I had to push myself through the I'm over it and don't really do this really barrier. Cleaned the kitchen windows too, and Crystal's old room, also made the bed up at long last, and it looks so tidy and welcoming. I thought about lying down and having a schloof, but decided I should try to keep going. Completely knackered, have managed to scrupulously clean the kitchen floor, which was a health hazard and a disgrace. It is amazing to actually see the floor. I am currently taking a short Facebook break from steam cleaning the hallway and plan on getting as much floor space clean by tonight as possible. It's 9:51 p.m, so I reckon I'll peg out soon, but there's always tomorrow. My home is starting to look habitable again, and it looks so nice. I hope I can keep it cleaner this time and not let it get away so badly on me again. Fingers crossed, or tap on the head, or whatever crazy superstition you subscribe to. And with that concludes today's readings and musings and memories of former love flames and interests and stalkers and weird asses. And happy day in every way. Love is the law, people. Live your best life. Live it with people who adore and value and cherish you and respect and honour you. Make love, not war. But this little warrior goddess is quite tired now. Might even go and have a little sleep. First I'll have something to eat though, because tell Simon, who probably still watches my videos, which is a form of stalking by the way, Simon, I'm still hungry, baby. You can't take it seriously, my darlings. You really can't. But kisses to my true loves, and have a beautiful day, people.